I've noticed that Indians have been getting a lot of hate online and offline by all kinds of people, be it the black face or white face or the one with small eyes, and it made me curious as to why these people are acting like this. So I did a small research that lasted 2 minutes and I finally understood why. You see, when someone is not happy with their own life or their current situation, they have an option to change their current situation by working hard on themselves and improving their lifestyle, or what they can do is find someone who they think have a worse life than them, make fun of those guys and feel good about themselves. And this, my friend, is what American society does.
Average American lifestyle. Wake up. Your dad went for the milk but never came back. Mom is doing it with the milkman. Record it to watch it later. Go downstairs. Drink soy milk. Sister is doing it for the OnlyFans. Record it to watch it later. Go to school. Girlfriend is doing it with the entire football team. Record it to watch it later. Go to the class. Watch the recordings. School shooting starts. Survive. Go back home. Get mugged by a homeless man. Reach home. Mom is busy with the neighbor. Record it to watch it later. Drink soy milk. Eat flavorless food with raw meat. Give thanks to God that you were not born in India. Watch the recordings and go to sleep. Next day, repeat.
Now, many Indians believe that the hate they are getting online is because of those food vloggers who goes to the nastiest food stall in the town and post the unhygienic preparation online. And these types of videos, when an American sees, he thinks whole country is like this only. So instead of pointing out that he is wrong in his assumptions, we must first stop these food vloggers and try to make our country clean. But the thing is, there's a big difference between criticism and hatred. Before we come to the hatred point, the very first thing that I want to point out is that if you're making an assumption about a whole country after seeing just 4 to 5 TikTok videos, then there's a loose nut in your head. Because if we go by this logic, we all must agree that every American man is a fucking cuck, as there are countless videos of American men recording their wives getting banged by another man. Most of the time it's more than 2. So should we just assume that this is how every American couple lives, right? And let's not talk about American women, because that's a different universe. And if we go by the same logic, that I've seen a video of something dirty happening on the internet, so it must be true for all the people of this ethnicity, then these girls should never complain that they are getting horny messages from Indian men, because that's what your image is internationally. You've exported so much con that whenever someone sees you, they immediately start waiting for the delivery guy to show up and get a free show. So instead of complaining that someone is staring at you, you should call out your community and country to improve their ways of life so that nobody thinks that you're a fucking prostitute. Okay, I think now you'll get what I'm trying to say, that if you're seeing a video online about something or some isolated event, it does not apply to the whole population, because if it applies for you as well, my friend. Now let's talk about the hatred part. You see, Indians have been migrating across the globe for better opportunities or maybe something pink, but the problem with Indians is that they are very good at whatever work they do, so they easily outrank their American colleagues and take the higher paying jobs. This upsets Americans as they think Indians are taking their jobs, and instead of improving themselves and competing, these guys started making fun of Indians to demoralize them. They made fun of Indian food, Indian accent, the way Indians looked, to make sure that even if Indians become financially superior, socially they remain inferior. And this thing worked. I saw a video where Americans were being openly offensive to Indians, and as an Indian who has mastery in offensive speech, I think it's my responsibility to react to that video and give some clapbacks, okay? So let's go. So in this video, this girl is asking everyone which race they don't wanna date, and we are starting with the monkey gang. These guys were brought to America by whites to work on their cotton field, and nowadays they are still working for white men, but not on their field but on their wives. So technically it's kind of a slavery, but it feels better. These guys still don't know how to use a comb, but it's alright guys, let's hear them out.
Okay, what race would y'all not date and why?
Indians, because I heard they
You can't do Indian either?
Hell
no. Okay, what about you?
Same thing.
You can't do Indian either? No? G, come here.
G.
What race y'all say?
I said Indian.
Yeah, I can't do it.
That wasn't so bad. I think the middle one said something bad, but it's muted, so I can't say anything on that. And I also liked how these monkeys are united in their opinions as well about whom to date or not. It's like these 4 are sharing the same brain. Nice. Let's move to the second group. We have Ching Chong, Bing Bong and King Kong.
It's Killer.
007.
007, oh, I like his attitude, but I just wanna see what he says. We know it's going to be Indian, but let's see how Kung Fu Panda rejects Tigress.
What race would y'all not date and why?
Oh,
Indian. I can't do no Indian because I just can't see myself with them.
No problem. These kinds of responses are acceptable, guys. Let's see King Kong's response.
an Indian, but I kind of want a white
right now. They just stink.
What? Somebody smells worse than you? Damn, bro.
Smell like cheese.
They stink and they smell like cheese. Nice. I don't know what to say, guys. American cheese must be really disgusting.
Smell like a new.
New what? Now I don't like this guy. This man is just one slap away from becoming an American. And I really want to meet those Indians who smell worse than these guys. I can literally smell leftover KFC and bat virus across the screen, man. Damn. Okay, let's move to the next group. Here we have a bunch of gorillas in braids. One of them is doing a GB Road cosplay in the back. But let's see what the big forehead has to say.
Indians, I'm sorry, I just can't date y'all because your food stink. You guys might stink.
I didn't know you recorded.
And no, bitch, you stink. They're like curry, and that's why her pussy smell like curry.
So basically this is a classic example of having a very big nose. Her nose is so big that she can smell someone's pussy from the outside. Or maybe she's just gay. And this is another thing that I don't understand about American culture. These guys are just confused about their gender and sexual preferences. Men dressing up as girls, some of them transition to become a girl, the one who can't transition wants to be a cuck, and they are encouraging others to become a cuck as well. See this.
Yo, I'm just not, and my girl's right here and she's like, and I'm like, oh, yo, I'm like feeling traumatic thoughts, like seeing her with another person. It's a lot. But I think it's something everybody should do just to test. No! You know what?
Average American mindset. Anyways, we were talking about the gorilla gang. This girl thinks that anything that doesn't smell like her stepfather's dick stinks. And we can't blame her for that. It's her choice, guys. And we should try to avoid arguments with people like this. Explaining to her that different kinds of food have different types of ingredients and that's why they smell different. It's like explaining a pig that you can eat something else other than shit. And I know comparing these guys with pigs might seem like an extreme statement, but these guys eat each other's asshole on daily basis. And they've made a song about it as well. Do you eat ass? This is the song, you can check it. And adding the fact that these guys do not wash, they use toilet paper. It makes more sense why they hate Indian food, because it doesn't taste like shit. And I think it's alright if you don't like Indian food. You have your preferences and we respect it, but it doesn't mean that you have to be so cringy about it. And it's not just these stupid students. There are so-called doctors selling chai online with Assam spices, but they have to be cool on Twitter, right? Now let's see how she makes food in her British household. We'll start by frying 2 dicks. Knock knock. Who's there? A bottle of water. Let me see. Yo mate, she's not British. What? She's Australian. Okay, thanks. Now what can I say about Australian? You guys cheat a lot in cricket, that's it. Also your food is super bland so you're just jealous. But go take a chill pill bro, drink some chai tea. Anyways, coming back to the gorilla gang.
I'm not gonna date no Indian because I really hate the smell of curry, and like all these Indians smell like curry and they're like a lot of them be musty too. And like I just can't do that, and like they just smell so strong.
See, again and again these guys are saying curry this, curry that, it stinks and that all, and everybody is laughing. But the moment an Indian says, what a fucking... suddenly things will become racist. They'll have the woke gang in front of their houses and will be cancelled. And this is why these guys are so confident, because they have a victim card up their sleeves which they can use whenever they want. In real scenario, no Indian man would want to be with these women until their father pays a hefty sum of dowry. And it's not because they are ugly, it's because they are black. No wait, that came out wrong. It's not because they are black, it's because they are just fucking ugly. Another reason why Indians are getting so much hate is because biased social media algorithms are feeding it into people's mind. You see, recently Elon Musk had a disagreement with Indian government regarding the sale and import of Tesla. It was something related to his electrical vehicles. And after that, any post on Twitter which is against India or Indians gets boosted by Twitter's algorithms. Similarly, it's with TikTok as well. TikTok is owned by Chinese government and China has some territorial conflict with India. Many times Indian soldiers have beaten up Chinese soldiers because the Chinese soldiers were trying to extend their border by encroaching India's land. And as a result, Chinese government used TikTok to tarnish India's image internationally. This app promotes only those videos that show India in a negative light. After that, we have travelers coming from the West. While visiting India, their intention is not to explore India, but to pinpoint those places where there is extreme poverty and unhygiene. They specifically go to those places for their YouTube videos and portray that whole India is living like this only. Some people deliberately write wrong captions in their videos so that Indians can be portrayed hostile towards Westerners. I don't know what's the motive behind this, but it seems like like these people are desperate to reinforce the Indian stereotype. So yeah, that's it guys. I think every country has their good side and bad side as well. The problem with India is that foreigners and Indians, they both are sharing the bad side of India and no one's focusing on the good side. Foreigners are doing it because they don't like their own miserable life and want to feel good about themselves, whereas Indians are doing it to mock Indians who are living in a different part of the same country. We are busy doing north, south, east, west, whereas the foreigner is seeing only one India, and that's where we lose, because when someone tries to make fun of one part of India, other parts of India, instead of defending it, jump in on the trolling, and that's why we are easily targeted, because the problems for which we are being trolled happens in first world countries as well. But whenever someone points that out, they all join up to defend it. Even though India has the largest online population, we are still not using our powers. Imagine if Indians start trolling every other race on the planet. No one would dare to make that Pajit joke. And don't think that I'm giving you hints to start a race war, cause I have no enemies. I just have victims. And personally, I don't think reverse racism is the answer to all the hate that we're getting online. I believe it's the solution.